Good morning. What's up, everybody? It's finally Friday. TGIF edition of the Faith Room. Listen, y'all, gather your things and come on in the room. Get in here. We're going to wrap up this week in good fashion. What's up, Nate?
What up with it? Happy Friday, everybody. This is the day that the Lord hath made, and we're choosing to rejoice and we're choosing to be glad in it. So come on in here, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning to you. Good morning to you.
Good
Good
morning
morning,
to the
dear
faith.
Faith Room.
I was trying to figure out how we're going to do it. You can't sing when I'm doing it. So when I'm singing, just listen. Good morning to you.
Yeah, okay. Hey, y'all. Good morning, Stephanie. Good morning, Diane. Good morning, Christy. Miss Diary Turner, Brenda Walters, Sheila Gray. Good morning. Y'all know how we do it. We come in and speak.
I want to play that song, Cherie. If I say we don't own the rights, will they cut us off?
Try it, Doc. You remember what happened, right?
I know. Wake up, everybody. No more.
I shared that with our staff because we had when we did our Easter cantata. We had somebody that was going we had some praise dancing that was going to happen at the end, and they were using a song. I was like, I'm just going to tell y'all what happened to the Faith Room. We was thriving, then we played a song, and next thing we know, we went from over 200 to 11 people, 10 people.
11 folk.
But
and they logged back in, Cherie.
Yeah, we did it.
It did hurt us a little bit. So come on in, everybody. You know what we do. Good morning. Declare your day, tag and share so we can get this party started. All right. So I'm tagging right now. I think I've already shared it to my page, Cherie.
I need to do it.
And it's going to be a great day. No drama, no stress, no mess.
None of it.
I ain't coming with no drama today.
Good for you.
Keep that drama over there. Over there.
Hold on, let me share.
Cherie, you know this. Stress is a silent killer, sis.
I do.
Stress. So we ain't trying to stress today, y'all.
As I got to do a Tuesday.
One
of my professors assigned me to do a stress assessment. So I have to report back this particular website if I think it's good for my colleagues and take this assessment to see where my stress level is. And so while in doing that, I found out that all stress is not bad. Stress is normal. So you got two types of stress.
Come on and teach the room.
There's good stress that when you're excited about something or the nervousness, kind of like what we feel before we have to preach or when you're hosting something. You know what I'm saying? It's an exciting stress. That's stress. And then this stress is the bad stress that doesn't produce anything good.
Teach the room, Cherie.
So I'm not done yet. So I gotta do this on Tuesday.
Wow, you got this. What's up, everybody? Get up. Let's go. Are y'all off today? Working today? What's up, Faith Room? Who's off today? Who's off? You off today? Okay.
Yes, Cherie is off. Closed on Fridays.
Well, that's good. Anybody else off today? You still got to go in and work. What's up with your day? It's just a never off. Somebody said never off.
I mean, I just don't have to go to work. I still always got something to do.
You see Pearl and Emma out here living their best life.
I know. I was like, I'm kind of jealous. Why y'all didn't wait for me to come to
ribs and yeah. And I think it was a concert last night. Was it a concert?
No, they went to the Jennifer Hudson show.
Oh, that's where that was. Okay.
Mm-hmm. They got a picture with her, and look like they got pictures with the guests too.
Well,
fun. That's what you get to do when you're retired.
Living your life. That's right.
Ms. Gwen say, I'm retired, so
living my life like it's golden. Somebody said I got to work at 2. Cherie, if you had an option, would you be a morning shift, midday, or late night shift? Which one would you choose?
Midday.
Midday?
Yep.
I would probably do the morning so I could get off and
Get over with.
Get it over with so
Midday.
I can enjoy.
Midday, I get this. I don't have to get up so early. But then I still have some of the evening to enjoy myself.
Somebody say they start at 4:30 a.m. Oh, start time 4:30. So they've been at it.
Like my son got to be at work at 4. His shift starts.
That kind of shift right there.
But he get off at like 1 or 2.
But then you have to go to sleep to get ready for.
I know you. Sleep. Yeah.
I like that. Man, we turning up tonight. No, I got to work at 4:30. I got to get real nappy. I got to be to work at 4:30. So.
But they're young. Good. They're young. We ain't listen. You get
hold it now. Hold it now.
You haven't really missed a lot because when you off, everybody's still at work.
Yeah, that's true.
So by the time
have you ever had an off day and you couldn't sleep and rest? Like I'm gonna sleep today, child. I ain't gonna do nothing. You can't
all the time.
All the time, right? That's just not fair.
I gotta learn how to turn my mind off because when you're working, when your profession or your career is in ministry, there's always something to do. You know that.
Yes, sir.
There's always something to do, but I gotta learn how to be intentional about unplugging, disconnecting. So it's coming.
What's up? Retired, but I get up like I have a job. Somebody said. That's how they say. That's what happened.
But the good thing is, if you get sleepy in the middle of the day, you can go lay down.
Yes, sir.
You can go lay down.
All right, y'all. Listen.
Go lay down. Go lay down. I'm gonna go lay down.
Thanks, Cherie.
Go lay down.
Go lay down.
Take a nap. Yeah. I'm gonna take a nap.
I love it.
Yes, sir. That's the privilege of the retired people. I ain't mad at y'all. You put your time in. You have done the work.
Hey, you do, baby. Good morning, y'all. It's Friday. Get your cereal. What y'all eating on? Fruit Loops? I know Cherie got Frosted Flakes. What y'all eating on?
No, but if I had some cereal, that's what it would be. Frosted Flakes.
Ain't nothing like some Frosted Flakes. I don't do the honeycomb.
I love honeycomb. I love Apple Jacks.
You know what though? Honey Nut Cheerios are rock.
The bomb.
You don't need no sugar needed for them Honey Nut Cheerios. Mm-hmm.
Grown folks cereal.
You remember that commercial? With the little bee. It's a honey oven on. It's Honey Nut Cheerio. Yes. I'm telling my age, boy.
What is this? Gonna tempt your tummy with the taste of oats and honey.
Come on. It's Honey Nut Cheerio. Renee said, thank God it's Friday. I'm so excited for the weekend. My last and final baby turns 8 this Sunday.
Come on, 8. That's the one that be giving us life in the youth choir. Is that her?
I think. Is that the baby? That's the 8-year-old. I think you may be right.
Yeah, she gets it. She be getting it.
All right. Cherie, let's go on and talk about the meetup. Let's go on and get that out the way today. And I'm going to I want you to do your radio stuff and get them folks to register. What's up, y'all? Y'all ever wonder why the radio people had a mic all the way up to their mouth? Like, why they be like, what's up, everybody? Come on in here. It is 7:44 on the dial.
First of all, we ain't holding no mic. That's the first thing.
Well, it's right here. I'm just moving up to it.
Not talking it. That's the option to be heard.
Have you ever went to a church and was given a nasty microphone with stuff in it? Okay.
Because I wouldn't. Now listen. God, Lord help me. I probably wouldn't know how to mask that.
Okay, just
y'all already know if my mouth ain't saying it.
Your
face.
Your face.
I'm like, I talk loud. I don't want that. Hold on, let me.
I got a text yesterday that Mimi, who we've been praying for, is going to be released from the hospital, Lord willing, today.
Okay, so Mimi was in the hospital the next day because she was in here laughing from the hospital.
She was in the hospital. Couldn't take her joy, Cherie.
I love Mimi. She be in here, she going through, but she encourages us.
In the room.
Wow. How beautiful. So listen, you guys, let's go ahead and get registered. I'm in the words of Ricky Smiley. What you waiting on? What you waiting for? What is you waiting for? Get registered. Now, here's the thing. We started in October talking about this. So go ahead and do what you need to do. We want to see her face in the place. I'm telling you, you don't want to have to hear about it. If you're like me, I don't like secondhand information.
Come on.
I need to be there. I don't want to trust what you say. I need to see this for myself. So don't wait around for somebody to have to come back and tell y'all how much fun we have, how much information was given, how much the worship experience empowered us. You don't listen. You're a part of this family.
Yes, Lord.
So do what you need to do to get there. You can go to the website. It's here on the graphic at the top, www.thefaithroom.com. We're coming to the ATL, and look, what's today's date? We're just a little over a month, about like a month and a couple of days.
Yep, away. Yep.
And then we'll be there May 25th through the 27th. Registration is now $150, but that's pale in comparison to what you're going to receive.
Absolutely.
If you ever been to a conference, you know that's a really, really cheap price. Conferences now are what, 300 upwards?
Yeah, just registration.
Just registration alone. That doesn't even include your materials and food and all that stuff. So listen, y'all, jump on it. Nate, what do you tell them about lodging? Get in the room. What you say? Find somebody.
Yeah, man. Get some roommates, and that's how you save. And I know some people found plane tickets for $178 on Frontier. I mean, here's what we know. We talked about this last night. Every year, and I've been doing conferences over 20 years. I know, particularly when I was a youth pastor, remember, Cherie, we did a lot of conferences.
Oh, yeah. And I've done personal conferences, so I already know how people do.
Yeah, and y'all, we understand that we're Cherie even said it, we may be in a little bit of a slight recession nationwide. I mean, we know things are tight. We do know that.
Yeah.
But I think when things are tight like that, you find a way. You get some roommates, and I know you want your own room, but if your budget say, you know what, I need to room up with 2 people, to save, do that, y'all. I used to do that with my friends, and but make it happen if you can, and we'd love to see you, meet you.
Yeah, we want to hang out
and kick it, man. And so we're excited about it. We're in full planning mode. If you're on the committees and helping us, we'll have a meeting real soon because we believe God is going to meet us in Atlanta, Georgia. Do me a favor, y'all. If you could take this graphic and share it to your page and say a little bit about the meetup, do that for us. Go to our page, copy the photo, save the photo in your photo album, upload it to your Facebook, your Instagram, and encourage people to come. All right. Do that right there. Take that graphic today. That graphic there, and put it out there today. Let people know that that it's a conference that they can learn, grow, and meet some cool, down to earth people. So y'all, let's do that together. And y'all
talk up a storm in these comments, and some of y'all have never met. It would be so wonderful to actually make the connection. So like for me, the first one, I made some connections. Like I've always people in here, but some people who stayed in touch even beyond the meetup, even outside of the faith room. So it's a wonderful networking. It's wonderful to make new friends.
Yes.
So we're family. So come on, hang out to the family reunion. Ain't that what it is?
Yeah. Tamika Jones said there are some very reasonable Airbnbs. Load a house up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's out there, y'all. We just got to get it. And again, y'all, let me tell you this. Y'all boosted our head up so much. Oh, we coming with y'all. Every time y'all do this to us. But y'all make it happen, all right? And today, everybody, we're sewing on Fridays. We do that every Friday. The Faith Room $1, $, the Faith Room 1. So get your $10. Some of you do $20. Some of you do more. So today, conference, debt-free conference. Say it. Put it in the comments. Pastor Nate, Pastor Ray, we got y'all. We got the conference. So come on, y'all.
Not gonna come.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's make it happen. All right. So for everybody who do so, God's gonna bless you. You ain't losing nothing. Cherie and I sow it to the platform every week. I give my $20 every week. You know why? I practice what I preach.
That's it.
Here I am, Faith Room. Practice what you. That's it, Pam.
What's it? Who is that?
Teddy
Barry
Pippen.
Oh,
No,
that's not.
my bad.
It's Barry White, bro. Yeah.
Right. I'm sorry. So yeah, do that today, y'all. Sow into the room. Let's go to the question of the day, Cherie, so we can have some time. If you have questions today, you can type those in. Anything that we've discussed over the last week, there are some questions about codependency. How do I do this? Why is this happening? Type it in, and we'll see if we can give you some clarity, okay? But
all
now,
right. Jam for the lamb. Here we go.
Yo, Faith Room, what's mobbing, man?
go. What's she at today?
Did you see?
Let's go. Let cardio in. Let's go.
All right.
Getting into it. Some days she be zoned out, boy. You be like, the song be over. You still be like,
you gotta get a good
song ain't playing no more now.
You have to get a good ending. Here's the question of the day. Would you rather work the job you have for now, the job you're on now, for a whole year at double what you're making, or have a whole year off, still getting paid regularly with what you're making now? Let me say it again. Would you rather work the job you're on for a whole year, making double the pay that you make, or have your job give you a whole year off, but you're still getting paid like you get paid, but you're making your regular rate? Does that make sense?
Double me up, baby.
Come on, somebody.
Double me up.
They'll say, okay, so we got the year off. Give me the year off, year off, year off, year off, double the pay, year off, double pay, double, year off, year off, year off. Keep working and make double, year off, double up, double me up, off with a check.
That's it.
Double, work that double me up, a year off. Work and double me up, double the pay, double me up, please. Year off with time off, year off, double my trouble, double pay, double up, double pay, year off.
Wow.
Concentrate on my travel business. I love what I do, so double me up. That's me. Double me for my trouble, Lord. That's me. Double the pay. I'd rather work the job I have and continue helping God's people. All right. Work is sometimes peace. Double the money, double the blessing.
Look,
Off. It's time. You're off. Uh, I think is it half and half? Double
look,
up,
double up,
double up.
double pay.
Work the job I have now for a year at double pay.
That double pay can really change
Don't
somebody's
call
life.
me for a year. I'm taking the year.
You know what? A double up though can help somebody real good, like get some stuff paid
Do it
off.
right. Handle it right. Double me up.
You handle it right.
Double up. Double up, man. I don't know, because it's a lot of people taking that year and still getting that check. I'll always get the money, but we can't get time back. So I guess I'll take the year off.
That's perspective.
Yeah.
Somebody
Because
always,
I guess some people's perspective, you can't miss what you ain't never had. But then give me the money. I like my job. I love my job. So it would be a strain, a stress.
So you hit the lottery. You want all your money. You want payments in.
Run me all of it, because I don't know what might happen in the future. Give it to me now.
So you'll take $200 million up front.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because anything could happen. You know.
Then what they gonna do with
your full
money?
year? I appreciate time off. Double can help pay off stuff, but peace is priceless. All right.
My God.
Once you take off, you're not going to want to go back. You're going to get lazy and tired. You're not going to want to go back. You're off. You spend more money being off from work. All my money at one time. Oh, they over in my question. If I'm off for a year, I may not go back. Let me double. Okay.
Yeah, it may be hard to get back on the job if you do. Yeah, a year off.
Oh, a year vacation.
My God.
And I'm still getting paid. Yeah. That might be a little difficult.
All right, Cherie. Cherie, we've had a great discussion, sis, on codependency. Everybody, come on in here now. We had a great, and I want you to just give us, and we may not put all the comments up, but we talked about a lot. What do you feel has been most impactful? Why do we ask y'all that? Because we want to make sure it's sticky.
Right.
What did we say after the show yesterday, Cherie? We said, you know what? The compliments are good. Love people give us. But at the end of the day, you know what makes us happy?
To see you put in the work. Yeah. Put
Putting
the
in
work.
the work. You know, and that's what we're all about. So, co-host, has something just hit you in the face over the last several weeks? I mean,
I think it's just been very thought-provoking. It's causing us to take a look at ourselves, and then even people we may know what to think. Again, we got to get back to it. I think we're going to talk about it more today. We can't just keep addressing symptoms.
Yeah.
This came from somewhere. And so, yeah, that part.
Yeah. Anybody, what has kind of slapped you in the face? You know, and I say slap, meaning it woke you up. It just gave you a different perspective. Anything that you want to share with us? Let me just see what y'all are saying.
They still asking the question. Hold on, get a minute.
They still
gather yourselves. Recess is over. Come on, let's start class.
Did you say recess?
Recess is over.
Go put them balls up. Go put them balls up.
Down. Get in them desks. Sit down. Hold on. Give them a minute. Give them a minute.
They excited about that question.
I don't know what Brianna is answering, but she said COVID. Brianna, he was asking about what we've been talking about. What has opened your eyes? What that part?
Oh yeah.
Okay, how I enable. Here we go. They're starting to pay attention. How I enable relationships unconsciously. Okay. Latoya, it's been helping me check myself. I ain't about to settle for less. Okay. Let's see.
Oh, she was late today.
Yeah.
Brianna said COVID.
What slapped you in the face? COVID. Do y'all know while we waiting on them to get themselves together? This time last year, I had COVID. I started my memories. I missed Easter Sunday. Remember that?
That's right.
Yep. Okay. Here's another one: to not be codependent on others.
Okay.
Okay. Let's deal with the root, not the leaves on the tree.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what has hit you over this discussion.
Diane, this topic has caused me to take a hard look at myself and my relationships. I will become better.
That's good, Diane. Speak that thing.
So that means she's going to be intentional about putting in the work. The things that we discuss, we're not just in here saying, amen, show you right. We're going to do it.
Put it to work. That's good.
I think she misunderstood the question, but something that caused her to wake up is just all this death. And then that's true. So he was asking about this codependency conversation. What about that conversation has been an eye-opener?
For you, yeah.
Or kind of, what you say, a slap in the face that kind of got your attention.
Be okay if you can't help.
If you can't help. Brittany says there are so many levels of codependency. Self-check has been real.
Yeah.
Yep. Dewey says, and not to rely on others, I guess.
Yeah.
Pearlie, I was able to better understand the ways of some people because the root is real.
Man.
It was so astonishing to me that there are so many types of codependency in various relationships, marriage, personal, and in the church.
That's true.
This discussion has let me know that I am not codependent, and I am thankful for that. Okay, but so I need you to pull. Maybe you can help somebody else.
Yes.
The root is real. Taking a look at all my relationships and making sure they are healthy relationships. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I like the way our brother Jeff said he took the conversation and because sometimes we can just convince ourselves that I don't have that problem. It ain't. But sometimes you need to be open enough to say, let me look and see, are there any areas? And so I like the way he took the conversation to his wife just to make sure.
Yeah, that was good.
I'm not doing this. And sometimes we can do these things knowing and unknowing.
That's true.
And so, yeah, it caused me to pause for a minute to just kind of see. Have I been walking in any of these and what do you call it, subconscious?
You're right.
Why am I saying yes when I want to say no? Do I feel it can't go on?
And that happens. Good. And my thing, the whole identity, I'm changing my identity to appease or to fit in. I'm walking in a shoe that's not for me because
I really want to say no. I don't really want to do it, but I'm gonna say yes.
That's deep to me, Cherie.
Yeah. The need to be needed stuck out.
Yep.
Had to do self-inventory to make sure I'm not doing it anymore.
Right.
I don't know how I can be any help on sharing.
Okay. The question of can we be codependent with God? And I think we
can't have the gimme complex, but never doing what it takes to
change, to be better. I mean, yeah.
Because you just won't. Every time you go to God, you asking for something. You're never doing your part to make sure you're operating in your preserving your sanctification. I guess is what you.
That's true.
Nick Temple. Unfortunately, I missed the lessons on codependency, but I've been through my own journey through counseling to discover my own codependency, putting in the work in my own relationships, establishing healthy boundaries has improved those relationships. Put in the work, people. You won't be disappointed already.
That's the key, the work.
Yep.
Put in the work. And I think Cherie said something very powerful. What she say? Antoinette said being codependent and call it wow.
Loyalty.
Dang.
That's good. That's so good. That's good.
So we try to justify what's unhealthy.
Right.
And a lot of people do that. This is why I'm doing what I know ain't right, what I know is not helping my life or anybody else. The root of the matter.
I learned something about myself. This was freeing. I've learned that I have codependency issues and I know where and how it started. Good. Good. Everything has been so impactful. Codependency has so many layers, and it prompted me to just sit back and reevaluate relationships.
That's good.
Help me not to feel bad about taking some me time. I must be intentional about me. The need to be needed stood out for Pamela. Self-inventory on myself, looking in the mirror first. Yep.
That's good. Yeah. I think, Cherie, I want to get to this today. We're going to talk today about causes. What are some causes? And we're not going to do an exhaustive list, but I think we could start the conversation and then get into more discussion next week as we bring in guests. We do have a therapist coming in, a couple of therapists that are on tap to come in next week so they can get into more of the clinical side of it. But we believe that anything that's going to change has to be, redirected to the root. Cherie's been saying that all week, that we got to get to the root of the matter. Now, one thing I've learned, y'all, and we've taught you in this faith room, all right, root work, it's dirty.
Yes.
Right?
Come on.
Let's just say that. It's nasty.
Yeah.
When you're talking about root work, and Jeff is in here too today, Cherie. Jeff Fauntleroy. It's dirty, y'all. It's nasty. Root work will make you cry.
Come on. Come on.
And it will make you really look within your heart. So listen, we need to do some root work. Why am I this way? Okay. If you're 57 years old and you're the way you are, you just didn't start at 56 being that way. There's a rewind to your life that's created this paradigm, this mindset, all right, this perspective that you're now currently walking in. And here's the problem, Faith Room. We don't like root work because we don't like to always look at our reality from the perspective that's not always beautiful and pleasing. Right. So listen, let's go underground. And let's find out, why are you this way? Some of y'all are not. God didn't create us to be mean and what's another word for mean? Aggressive. But you know what?
Well, because mean and aggressive are not synonymous.
Not synonymous.
Like that. But you know what, Nate? Some people will just settle in. It's just me. Because you've been that way for so long, instead of doing the root work.
Right.
And that's just so unfortunate.
I don't believe that that's just you.
So much.
Yeah. Somebody has created this monster. You've been lied to so much, played with so much. Just say that. I've been lied to, played with. And that's why I'm like I am, because I'm protecting myself.
You gotta sit with yourself to come to that conclusion. And that's what we don't want to do.
Cherie, you gave a lot of hope about the angry Black woman. I'm not angry, but if you know my story and what I've had to go through, you'll understand why my disposition and perspective is the way that it is. I got to protect me. Come on.
Because right now, in my context, if I don't do it, who's going to do it?
Man.
Right?
So root work can be dirty, but it's also freeing. It's liberating.
Yes.
Cherie, to live, Brittany, and not know why I'm the way I am, y'all, that's not good. Have y'all ever wondered, why am I this way? What's the root to this?
We can get it. Well, she got it from her mom or everybody in their family like that, but that's still not no good reason.
Not a good reason.
Somebody got to stop it. If everybody mean, come on now.
Yeah.
You got to.
Sometimes Tyrone said you get stuck in survival mode.
Yeah.
And that's true, Ty. You do. You get stuck in survival mode. So what draws people is the question. June Hunt asks, what draws people into destructive, codependent behavior and relationship?
All right.
The answer, she said, is most often found in their childhood pain, a past pain that impacts their adult choices, right? Past pain that impacts my adult choices. In reality, codependent people are grown-ups who have never grown up.
That's it.
Y'all swallow that a little. Cherie, you hear that?
You're grown, but you're still 6.
Y'all know people like that? Good and grown in age, but in action and mentality.
Yes, Lord.
Come on. 45 in age, but 15 in mentality.
Because scientists and therapists have stated that you get stuck at wherever the trauma or whatever happened to you, and it never got dealt with, you get stuck right there. So we can be 45 and 50, but we're still stuck at 15 because that's where it happened.
Come on, that's good, Cherie.
And we never did deal with it.
Arrested development.
Come on now.
The Bible refers to immature grown-ups by using the analogy of infants feeding on milk instead of solid food. Here's what y'all listen to the Bible. Hebrews 5 says this. Hebrews 5, 12 and 13. Though by this time you ought to be teachers, you need someone to teach you the elementary principles of God's word all over again. You need milk and not solid food. Anyone who lives on milk, being still an infant, is not acquainted with the teachings about right. Here's what, Cherie, how many people should be eating meat?
Come on.
And y'all, that's why this discussion is so vital, because you're stuck in a season where the nourishment that you ought to be receiving in your life
by this time, you should.
By this time.
Yeah.
And so at this point, y'all, it's April. We have gone through this New Year's resolution stuff for 30 years and ain't nothing changing. We done talked about it and we done said this is about to be different and I'm going to change and I'm about to make some and all this stuff. And we still are the same.
Come on.
And we're still holding on to people's breasts and getting what's in them. And so we gotta find out, y'all, why am I this way? All right. Now listen to this. What causes codependency to develop in children? All children progress through 5. Listen, y'all, this is no insult to you, but I think it's necessary. 5 developmental stages on their way to maturity and adulthood. God designed the family, listen to what she said, to provide the necessary structure for healthy completion of each of these stages. So we have stages, y'all, that we should have been developed in as children. Now, here's the reality, y'all. I can't determine what family I'm going to be brought up in.
That's correct.
So let's just be real. Some of your developmental stages listen, baby, it was a nightmare. It was horrible.
Come on.
You were left in unsafe situations. You were not covered like you should have been. And so let's just be honest, Cherie. You know, if we could have picked and chose our family, that would be one thing. But we don't
get that opportunity
as children.
Right.
Now listen to what she said. If as children we fail to progress successfully from one certain stage to another, our development will be stunted at that stage. Cherie just said that. And we will grow up to be emotionally immature adults. We will develop adult bodies, she said, but like children, we will be underdeveloped emotionally. Let me say this, y'all. I have asked God to forgive me because there are some folk, when they talk, and how they process, it makes me like scratch my head,
Yeah.
Cherie. Like, what in the world? Are you serious right now? You can't be. But now God has arrested me, and God has taught me, you don't know about their development process. You don't know, Nate, what they have gone through. So it's easy, y'all, to throw stones at emotionally undeveloped people if you don't know their story.
Correct.
So, Cherie, what I'm saying is it may not be healthy or good, but we're going to figure out, why are they this way? You don't know the journey. You don't know the path.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some people, Cherie, who are emotionally undeveloped. As a result, she said, we will be inclined to be drawn into codependency, needy relationships.
My God. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Think about it. Out of tender concern for the protection of children, Jesus gave the general but strong warning to adults. Listen to what Jesus said, y'all. I hope y'all getting it. And Jermon, I'm gonna call you today, man. I had a late night. I'm gonna call you though. If anyone causes one of these little children who believe in me to sin, it would be better for him to have a large stone hung around the neck and be drowned in the depths of the sea. Matthew 18, verse 6. You know what he's saying, Cherie? Parents, you and I have a responsibility to make sure we're doing everything in our power to develop our kids properly. Cherie, let's deal with the elephant, sis.
Okay.
Could it be that we have a lot of emotionally unstable adults because there were
unstable adults,
healthy, unstable parents?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Parents who beat their kids down. Why the heck? Beep, all this cut. But mama, daddy, grandmama, guardian, could you be the root?
My Lord.
And Jesus says, if anyone causes these kids, Jesus had love for the kids,
Mm-hmm.
who believe in me to sin or to get off track by what you're not giving them. That's the context, I believe, as we're looking at codependency. In their developmental stages, you ought to have a stone around your neck.
Wow.
And drown to the bottom of the sea. Cherie, what hits you with that? Anything stand out to you on that, what I just said? On where, in fact, what June just said?
Well, I mean, you're going back to the root part of it. And so we have to understand, as you stated, some things happen in our development as children, or some things didn't happen, either way, that cause us to be where we are. But I'm so glad we ain't got to stay there. We can't help what happened, but you can sure help what happens going forward. So I don't even want you to use what happened to me. At some point,
come on,
I have to make a decision.
Come on, sis.
I got to move forward. I can't stay stuck.
Come on.
And so he's just going over this to let us know that some things, yes, happen to us as a result of childhood trauma. Or I don't know if you want to call it. I don't want to, that word is used so loosely these days, but childhood things.
Yeah.
That has left me immaturely, emotionally developed. But now here we are, many, many years later. What you gonna do, sis?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm calling you out. What you gonna do about it?
That's it. Unhealthy environments. Rwanda asked this question: how can they give what they may never have received? Now it goes back to their parent. It's generational.
Mm-hmm.
But what Cherie is saying, who's gonna break the cycle?
Right. You can't keep wallowing in there. My mama didn't do this. My daddy wasn't there. My grandma didn't do this. My granddaddy said this. Okay, that you were a child and you have to stay in a child's place. So it wasn't much you could do about that. But now that you see that's where it came from, what are you going to do to get unstuck? That's
good. Neglect, unhealthy parent. I'm looking at some of these comments, Cherie. Going back, Shanae's looking at Jeff. Jeff had a comment here, and Fauntleroy. He said some people are stuck on proving to others that they can do something that someone else said they couldn't do. Let it go. Don't get stuck there waiting for someone to say, yes, you can. That's good, Doc. Oh my God, that's good.
Yeah.
Now listen to this, y'all. I hope y'all getting this. God bestows on parents the major responsibility. Mama, daddy, adults, we got adult, y'all. I know it's hard. But the responsibility is on us to nurture the children so that they will be, watch this, love starved and emotional.
Say that again.
Love starved, nurturing to the point where they will not be love starved.
That's it.
They will not be love starved.
Come on.
They heard it. I'm gonna tell y'all this, man. I've in the past, before marriage and all that, I was in relationships where, I grew up in a very affectionate home. Mm-hmm. My mama told me she loved me. My grandmama, we kissed. Y'all remember, my mama kissed me in my mouth when I got out the car for school. That wasn't nasty. That was affection, hugging me. My mama used to lay in the bed and just rub my head. I grew up around touchy-feely. Mm-hmm. And some people didn't grow up hearing that. It wasn't an environment where you were told good job or you were affirmed, right? And I look at how much that affects people today. Now that's one side. Mm-hmm. I've never heard it. And so, Cherie, when I start getting compliments and, people start showing me attention, that can lead to some stuff that may not be, because it's like, what did they say? Fathers telling their daughters they're beautiful before they even start, dating, and they've heard it all their life. So you can't woo me because I'm not starving for love. I've always had it. Mm-hmm. I've always known I was beautiful and special and smart. So you coming in my life telling me that it's not going to manipulate me to step out of who I am. Does that make sense, Cherie?
Absolute good sense. Yeah.
So we got to starve, or we got to make sure that we give so much love that our kids are not starving for it. Mm-hmm. All right. And here's what June Hunt said, Diane: an emotional state that sets them up to look for love in all the wrong places.
Absolutely.
That's why guys are in gangs.
Come on.
You know why young people get pulled into gangs? Because those gangs show them more love than they were receiving at home. Man, we could stay here all day, Cherie, because some people have been pulled into these unhealthy cycles of life because of what they did not get in that house.
Yep. For some it's gangs, for some it's substances, for some it's other you looking for the love, so you in and out the bed with everybody because you feel it for that moment. And so you're looking for it everywhere. And so that leads to promiscuity. So you're just reaching for whatever looks like what you think you missed or what you missed. And so, yeah, that's good stuff, Nate.
Yeah. Now let's talk about the stages, y'all. Let's see where we fall. Let's talk, number one, the helpless stage. And we've all gone through this in our own lives. Helpless. Y'all type that in. Helpless stage. Stage one. Listen to this, y'all. Babies need to bond with their parents because they are helpless and totally dependent for all their basic needs, including the inner needs, love, significance, and security.
Everything, yeah.
Everything, right. Mm-hmm. If your parents, listen to me closely, did not meet your needs, you may have grown into a needy adult who feels empty inside, as if there is a hole in your heart. Wow. Some of you got lost at the helpless stage because the the love, the significance that I needed, the security that I needed.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many, and this is true. My cousin went through this, and she could tell her own testimony. But my auntie worked 11 to 7 at the hospital. And and she was in a relationship, moved a dude in the house. A grown man, and my cousin at the time was very shapely. You know how these girls are growing now. They put stuff in the food, but my cousin had a nice shape. You know how, but she's still a kid, Cherie, a kid. Still a baby. You know, some of these girls now, they look 27 years old, but they 11 and 12 years old.
And they can't help it. This is it. Sometimes that's passed to girls. It's in their genetics. So it's no fault of their own.
But here's what, and God bless me, and we talk about this as a family. We go through this. She would leave her home with him, a dude she was dating, moved him in the house. And I'll never forget my grandmama, because I was nosy, used to always say, that man shouldn't be staying there with your daughter. You know, that man shouldn't be staying there with your child. And he was molesting my little cousin. And we talk about the security. That's why some parents don't let their kids do sleepovers.
Right.
My job, I'm not saying sleepovers are wrong. Slumber parties are different. Now, you know, you slumber party, all the girls, all the boys. But even in that, it's my job.
Come on, Nick.
Is to protect.
As the parent.
Oh yeah, but they may get mad with Carter, get mad at me. You may get mad. Why you can't go by yourself? Because my job is to give you a place of security where you're safe. And some of y'all missed that growing up. You were put, and your parents sometimes, it wasn't any, how can I say this? Because I don't want to make parents look bad. Some parents, it wasn't intentional.
She was going to work, trying to make better for her family. Right. But like it's the wisdom of our elders. And so I don't know, that was probably back in the 70s, 80s. Some stuff it is not as prevalent for us as it was. I mean, now as it wasn't prevalent then as it is now. We didn't talk about it a lot. So she probably thought it was harmless. I don't know, but I don't know. It's so
look at this. What about significance though? Let's forget security, significance. Helpless now. I'm helpless. I'm in this helpless stage. So I need to feel like I'm significant. Babies.
Right.
That my mama, my daddy, they love me. They care about me.
Mm-hmm.
Love. And so here's what she said, y'all. If your parents did not meet your needs or your guardian, whatever your context may be, you have grown into an adult who feels empty inside.
Wow.
And like there's a hole in your heart. Helpless stage.
Man.
What are your thoughts, Cherie?
I'm just saying, people, it goes all the way back to that, just to the newborn stage. You know what I'm saying? Just a baby, how some babies just want to be held or pick me up. And how the lack of that can affect them years later.
Isn't that crazy?
Man.
Look at Renee Holmes' comment. Very powerful comment. And I'll let you, you want to read that, Cherie?
Sure. I was molested by a family member as well. So my kids and me be stuck like glue. I rarely let my babies go anywhere. It's only 2 houses they be at, my mama's and mine. I don't play about my babies because of what happened to me. I don't know how I'd react, so I don't let them go. I know this isn't healthy behavior, but I can't help it.
Yeah. I appreciate your honesty, Renee.
Yeah.
And that's helping a lot of people. Shanae said, my daughter is 6 and almost as big as me, and she still asks me to hold her and sleep with her. I love to see kids, even daddies, you know, kissing their kids, holding their kids. It's not, just know this, it's building something in that child. Y'all don't realize it, but it's making them feel I'm significant going into this situation as an adult or as a teen. Okay, let me move on. Let me see.
That's good.
The pushing away stage. Stage 1, helpless stage. Stage 2, y'all type that in.
Pushing away.
Pushing away. Look at what Jeff said. Oh my God. I love Jesus, but sometimes people, a physical mother or father figure, we can't keep telling people that all they need is Jesus. That's humanity. That's real.
Oh, yeah.
I need my dad. I need my mama.
Yeah. Put some skin on it. I need
Come on.
Yeah.
The pushing away stage. So you got the helpless stage, babies. Pushing away stage, toddlers. I guess toddlers, what, Cherie? 3 to 4? Maybe 3 to 5?
Is it? But yeah, maybe up to 4 or 5.
Okay, watch this now.
1 to 5. Something.
Toddlers need to begin to push away from their parents as a way of exploring their environment and setting boundaries. Now, I'll never forget now, when you take your kid to preschool for the first time, what do they tell you? Get gone, leave. They don't even want you to come in.
Oh, yes.
They crying when they holding on to your leg, and it seems that's my baby. They want me, ma'am. Leave. What are they trying to do? Here's what the toddler stage.
That's good.
Is a need to begin to push away from their parents as a way of exploring their environment and setting boundaries. If your parents did not allow separation, watch this, y'all, you may be grown into an adult who manipulates others in order to gain control.
Wait, say if you didn't push away.
If your parents did not allow separation, you may have grown into an adult who manipulates others in order to gain control.
Okay. I'm trying to put
Let me say this. It's like this. It's like, okay, and y'all can type in the comments. Stanley, good to see you, man. You know, parents who in that toddler stage, you know, they refuse to give that child the space to explore. And so the child, that's what you see a lot. They fall out. Ah! You know, they do what they got to do
to get what. Okay, but that's
to get what they want. And so what this stage is saying is
that
that
so it worked. It worked then, right? That's what you're saying. It worked as a child, so now you grow up.
If it worked for me with my mama, you know, they didn't let me. They didn't push me away because every time I had a tantrum,
I fell out.
Every time, and so you go into this state of manipulation.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, I have seen it in Walmart where that mama done let that baby just lay out in that floor until she got tired and she got her behind up. I've seen it in real time. Used to do that, Sheree.
My mama tells the story. So it worked on my babysitter. Whatever I want, all I gotta do is do all that fall out, kick, scream. My mama said I would come home with baseball gloves, hats, just stuff that don't even make sense for a child, a baby. But I tried it with her at the store. She said she picked me up out the floor, whooped my butt, put me back in the floor, and proceeded to walk off. And so I got up and ran with my mom. So I never did it again. So I get it.
Pushing away. And pushing away sounds pretty strong, but in other words, no.
You're trying to start the independent stage, I guess is what you would say. Letting them explore, like you said, things outside of me as the parent.
That's good. The conflict stage. Helpless babies pushing away toddlers, the conflict stage, young children.
Children, okay.
Young children need to learn proper ways of resolving conflict as they begin to test their parents' rules. If you did not learn healthy conflict resolution skills, June said, you may have grown into an adult who lacks problem-solving skills in your adult relationship.
I think we see a whole lot of that right now. Don't nobody talk about nothing no more. Everybody just pick up a gun and shoot somebody. Because you never learn how to resolve conflict.
Hey, Cherie. It makes sense not only sis.
You did the last step, you didn't get it. What was the one before this? The pushing away. So everything you wanted, you had a way to manipulate your parents or whomever, and you got it. And so that ain't the way of the world. And so now when people don't do what we want them to do,
come on, Cherie.
Now we don't know how to resolve conflict. So my manipulation ain't working. So guess what? I ain't talking. I'm just gonna shoot you. I don't know how to resolve conflict.
So y'all, and I love it as parents, we have to start now. Mm-hmm. This is how you handle this. When they come home from school and somebody did this to me, and I get it. I get my blood boiling. Carter, this is how you handle this, though.
Yep.
And Antoinette said, this is the one for me. Let me read Nick Temple, Cherie, then he says, we have to draw that line. I tell my daughter as she enters into preteen, she's 10, I love you. I'm your safe space, but I am not your friend. And I may draw some lines going forward that you won't like. Mm-hmm. But know your mother and I do this for your safety, not to be liked. That's so good, Nick.
Yeah. Parenting ain't no popularity contest. I'm not in no popularity contest. As you grow old, become an adult, then we can be friends. Yeah. But right now, I'm here to parent you, your friends at your school. Or down at the church. I'm not one of them.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm a safe space. Yeah, but we ain't running together.
Derek Montgomery had a question, Cherie.
Derek
Montgomery, he said, but what happens in a home where the parents don't back each other trying to teach the kids how to resolve conflict?
Is he before Nick or after?
Yeah, he's after Nick. And I see that. But what happens in a home where the parents don't back each other? And I think you have a situation there, conflict, because that's parents being on the same page. And you see this a lot with, and I see it a lot too, when you have parents who are divorced and the child is every other weekend type situation. Mm-hmm. So they get one set of disciplines in one environment.
Yeah.
We need a therapist in here, boy.
I used to say this, and I know some other mothers. It's like I gotta retrain you every time you come back. Cause that don't go over here. But I get it. But even in the home, so like when I was growing up, and I was blessed to be in the home with both of my parents. If I ask, say, one of my parents something, and they said no, because you gotta understand, kids will play. Kids gonna play parents against each other. So I'll go ask the other one. The other one was gonna always say, "What did your mama say?" Or "What did your daddy say?" Well, then that's what we're going with.
That's good. That's a good resolution.
Yeah. That's how I was handled at our house.
Oh man. T Hunter said this. Y'all, I'm trying to catch your comments because y'all comments make the platform what it is. So this is not just about us. Some parents also don't encourage their children to establish loving relationships with others either. They say it takes a village to raise a child, but won't let the village help raise the child because they see the child as their possession. Again, it worked then.
Yeah, it's a new day.
Back in the day, Miss SMA could tear your behind up.
Together. And then if she called and told your mama, you're going to get it
You got
again.
another one when you got to the house. Don't do that today. Don't hit nobody's child today. Charles Nelson. Nowadays, we have too many parents that don't know how to resolve, but try to match the child's energy when it comes to, oh, Cherie, that's so good.
Yep.
You arguing with your child.
Your child. Never.
Going back and forth with a 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 8-year-old, 9-year-old.
Parents be ready to fight other people kids because the two can't get along. So because Carter gonna get along with Lil Rodney, I'm gonna fight Carter. Child. I remember when I had a conflict with a neighborhood child, my mom told me I couldn't come home until it was resolved.
That's teaching though. Get it right.
Yep.
Oh man. So you have the conflict stage. So now you have adults who can't solve any problems in their adult life. But then, Cherie, here's the independent stage. Pre-adolescent children.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Pre-adolescent children. Pre-adolescent children need to grow in independence, but they still need direction and support from their parents.
Right.
If your parents stifled your assertiveness, you may have grown into a needy, unassertive adult who is dependent on others to validate you. Let me read that again. Read that again. Cherie, read that again. Pre-adolescent. I guess what age range would a pre-adolescent be? Is that
9, 10, 9 to maybe 12?
Okay, pre-adolescent.
9 to 11, I don't know.
Okay. They need to grow into independence, but they still need direction and support from their parents. So there are a lot of kids who grow up, it's kind of like, I know people who were raising their brothers and sisters at 9 and 10. I mean, they were making decisions.
That's
in
not
this, that's in their pre-adolescent stage. 10 to 12, Nick said. They were making their own decisions. There was no feedback. There was no training. There was no development.
Mm-hmm.
If your parents stifled your assertiveness, what do you think that means, to stifle assertiveness, Cherie?
Doing everything. I think it means doing everything for them, or not holding them accountable, not giving them any kind of responsibility. I've seen it in here a couple of times. This is when your chores became a thing. At least back in the day,
you had to clean up.
I started getting chores. That I am responsible for cleaning my own room. I am responsible for cleaning up the bathroom. I'm responsible for washing dishes on said day. So, and if you didn't, you got called into question. So now I'm teaching you. And I think this is just important as a math book. Because this is stuff it's going to be stuff you're going to need for the rest of your life. This is when you learn how to, I'm finna be old school. When you clean up, how to clean up for real. Baseboards, that kind of stuff. And if you didn't, so now I'm teaching you how to live independent of me. Some people, that's when they start letting their kids go in the kitchen and fiddle around, supervised, of course. So this is the stage when you start to give a little bit more leeway on the leash.
Come on, Cherie, that's good. Jeff Funtroy said, not giving the children the opportunity to make decisions and feel the consequences, good or bad.
Right.
Parents don't raise the kids anymore. They raise themselves their parents. Yeah. Every birthday, my daughter gets a new chore and new routine. This year, she took over picking out her clothes and brushing her teeth.
Her hair. What? Moving on. Teeth ain't never started with an H. Travis, my 12-year-old asked me for a water slide for her birthday party. Then an hour later, didn't want to unload the dishwasher. No, ma'am. After she asked, then she didn't want to do a chore. I think not. Okay.
You so messy. I'm so done with this show right now, y'all.
Okay, so Derek says I'm gonna teach you how to catch the fish instead of doing it for you. So you can do it yourself. You can service when I'm gone. When I'm not around, you can still survive. This is when it starts.
Oh man. Let's read Dennis said, don't allow a child to make an adult decision that they know nothing of. They need support, they need direction.
And like you said, there are children, and I found this out when I was a teacher. There are children who unfortunately have to have the responsibility to kind of raise their other siblings, and they're only 9 and 10 themselves, or 11 and 12, having to be responsible.
That's a lot, Cherie.
It's a lot. And so I tell y'all this a lot. I remember how I was like, I don't get it. Like, how can somebody send their kids to school without supplies? How you come to school with no paper, no pen, and all of this? And so I remember complaining to my mother, who was also an educator, and she had to tell me, Cherie, you would be surprised. Some of these kids doing good just to be there. They have to be responsible for making sure they little sisters and brothers get something to eat, to make sure they get out the door, to make sure they got clothes on. They're doing good to just be there. And so because of that, I started keeping my office stocked with supplies, and whatever they needed, go in there and get it. If you need notebook paper, if you need some folders, if you need pencils, go in my office and get what you need. Wow. Because a lot of times we think the context that we grew up in is everybody's context, and it is not.
It's not, y'all.
And so we got to learn how to understand each other.
Yeah. Jamila Chapman, and then we'll read Stanley Smith. You read, because I ain't fooling with you. You read, because you put stuff together that I'll be missing. Go ahead.
I have three teenagers at once. The twins are 13, a boy and a girl, and then a 14-year-old daughter, a single parent. I'm working with them. I'm trying to let them know that they can talk to me about anything. I just started letting them go to the mall, which I really don't like. I'm trying to get on them now about chores, as well as because they are used to me doing everything for them. And it's very hard. So I'm trying to start a chore board. They getting in the game late, girl. Get it on, get them in there.
In there. Yeah. Stanley Smith said, my daughter told me when she was an adult that she needed me there when she didn't want me there. She said she wished I was more forceful. Oh, Stanley, even though she didn't like guidance.
And that's what I found out about children. They want structure. Even when they act like they don't, they want it.
Man, listen, I thank God I couldn't stand Calhoun Stewart, but that joker stayed on my butt.
That's it.
And I thank God I will not let up. It's tough love. It ain't mean. It's helping you.
I'm helping you. You appreciate it later.
You'll appreciate it down the road. But you, oh man, baby. Yes, nah, baby. That wouldn't have worked for me.
I had some of my students, as tough as I was, they didn't even want to leave. Can I stay down here next period? No, you got to go to your next class. Because they want structure. They know I'm not playing with you, but you know I love you. You know I'm doing it for your own good.
Yeah. Toya Andrews said, Cherie, from 7 years old, she had to raise all seven of her six. Thank God for having her at 7 years old.
Wow. That's some people's reality.
Renee said, my thing is, are your hands broke? Because if I'm not about to let 4 kids run me low, it's something I know they can handle. I let them, but when I need to step in, it's assertiveness, y'all. It's this stage where you're teaching responsibility. Here's 5, the sharing stage, and we'll close right here, y'all, and we'll pick up next week. And I think this is real good. The sharing stage, adolescence. Adolescent. So I think now we're in what age group now? Adolescent. So we're
12 up to probably 17 or 18, I guess.
okay. Adolescent. Okay.
Teenage years.
Teenage years. Smelling themselves.
When you don't like them, child. When you don't like
They smelling themselves now, boy.
them.
I don't know what my mama used to mean by that. Boy, you smelling yourself.
Yeah, you got you think grown man must have not.
Oh, that must. Oh, Lord Jesus. That first whiff.
Yeah, this the stage they know everything.
Adolescents need to learn mutual give and take.
Come on.
And even sacrificial sharing from their parents as they begin to pursue involvement within their own groups. If you did not see a healthy give and take between your parents or see ways of sacrificially helping others, you may have grown into a self-focused adult who forms unequal relationships in order to feel some sense of significance. So there was no give and take. It was all about me.
One-sided, yeah. So is this where this spirit of entitlement has come from?
Yep.
That everybody's talking about.
Listen to this. Children who grow up being emotionally needy and who are not allowed to learn the skills necessary for forming healthy adult relationships never learn healthy independence. They have difficulty speaking the truth, asking for what they want, and setting boundaries. They become codependent adults who are addicted to unhealthy relationships. Watch this, y'all, because they never learn anything different. Ultimately, they are desperately trying to finish what they started in infancy.
Wow.
To grow up. Y'all, that just blessed my whole life.
Wow.
That just blessed my whole life.
And so, I'm just saying, so now we have to. So even when I'm in this room, I let this stuff absorb, and I have to put the mirror to myself. And I'm just sitting here thinking about all the times, because I raised Rodney as a single mother, right? So I'm working, and I didn't really stop to teach you how to cook. I ain't teach you how to clean up like I learned how to clean up. So it's like my mindset was like, let me just do it. I want it done right, so let me just do it. So it's like almost you just skip the whole step of life.
That's deep to me.
And when, I ain't thinking no harm, no foul. It's done. But that ain't helping the child.
Because think about it. If I'm always picking up Carter's socks out the floor, out the middle, so he'll grow up, pick that up. I ain't supposed to pick that up.
Somebody else supposed to do that.
Oh, Jesus.
Rodney had responsibility to clean his room, but like the shared responsibility, like, I don't like how you wash dishes. I don't like how you clean my bathroom. So it's like, I do it. Instead of taking the time to teach him how to do it right. So, Lord.
Derek Montgomery said, I don't like to share. I just buy one. See, that's what we got to break down.
It's a good burger.
Think about that.
Listen, where's the lie?
I'll never forget growing up, and I just can do my content. My granddaddy used to call the house phone. Y'all want something? I'm at Burger King. I'm at, wherever. He at work now, because they didn't have cellies back then. They had,
I'm gonna stop by so-and-so on my way home.
On my way home.
Yeah.
But it's just teaching that, letting them see it's not all about you, baby. Tamara said, I teach my nieces and nephew to clean up behind themselves and share.
Yep.
Literally. Kamani said, literally, how the kid in trouble because it's still dirty. Have you ever taught them how to clean it?
To your liking.
Yeah.
I think that was in response to what I was saying about how I did with Lil Rodney. But
I will not apologize. I get it now. There's a balance. Good love, significance, safety. But there's no, you're going to get up, get your butt up out this bed, clean up, responsibility. Parents, I hope this helps. And if you're not if your kids are adults now and y'all need to have a family meeting. Hey, go back. Let's press, because you could still help them. How many wives are struggling now because they dealing with your son?
My God, I'm sorry.
And how many husbands and men, regardless of his marriage, are struggling now?
Because daddy did everything for the girl. You always come to the rescue.
And there's some fellas struggling out here right now because of how these babies were raised. Mind-blowing information, Tamika said. It is. This stuff how you looking in the mirror. There was 9 people in my house, 2 adults, 7 children.
Go ahead.
Yeah, there were 9 people in my house.
Just one person.
Yeah, you better not walk through that door with food for one. It's automatic. If you can't feed everyone, eat
where you at. Don't come in here. Oh, that Ricky Smiley was saying that he was to that point. He remembers even today how his sister's daddy would bring her McDonald's. And so they live with their grandma. And then they over there looking at her and they eat brown beans. They eat pinto beans. He was like, and that McDonald's smells so good. So yeah, we can't do that. Don't do that to these kids. Bring stuff for everybody. Share.
Y'all listen, do us a favor. Before you log off, somebody, if you feel led, sow into the platform today as we close out this week. Every Friday, y'all, if you would lay $5, $10, $20 aside for the Faith Room, debt-free conference, do that right now before we log off. And let's close this week off right. Take the information from the Faith Room, share it, y'all. We're going to flood. And we're going to keep pushing this thing every day because we believe God has something special for those who come, all right? So go ahead and sow right now, everybody. Father, thank you for the information this week. As we go into next week, for every guest, speak clearly to us as to who they need to be. Yes. As we continue to investigate our own lives, continue to give us wisdom. Be patient with us, God, as we continue to make the necessary changes in our lives. Yes, Lord. God bless the family who's struggling right now. Continue to bless Mimi and her body. Those who are sick, Mother Jessie, who has requested prayer. Others, God, who just need you. I pray for Pastor Cherie and myself. Keep us healthy. And God, help us not to stress and worry about this conference, just like you took care of Las Vegas.
You got us. Yes. Thank you, Lord.
You're going to take care of Atlanta. I pray that people will be gracious and sow into this platform that's blessing their lives every single day. Yes, Lord. We pray for unthinkable seed.
Yes, Lord.
To be planted. Blow our mind with an unthinkable seed.
Hallelujah.
That can change the whole trajectory of this whole conference.
Do it for us.
Now unto him who's able to keep us from falling, to present us faultless before the presence of his glory with exceeding joy. Come on, Faith Room. To the only wise God, our Savior, be glory and majesty, dominion and power, now and forever. In Jesus' name.
Yes.
Amen. I love y'all. It's Friday. Do something fun. Please go for a walk. Get a bike. Go do something. Get out of the norm of just, do something fun. We love you. Peace.
Bye.